and then from there you go fast. It's impossible to guard, and this right here is one of the biggest reasons why players nowadays are so much more difficult to guard than players from back in the day, because stuff like that is allowed. What's up, y'all? Today we're going to be going over the pocket dribble, ball manipulation, all of that stuff. There's a lot of people talking about it now on YouTube, on social media, the pocket dribble, manipulating the ball in different ways. For example, Jason Preston, he talks about it a lot. He and his trainer, they go over it a lot, and it is extremely effective. It is extremely important, but it's important to understand why it works, how it works, and also a lot of times if you're watching this, you probably should not even be working on it yet. There are a lot of steps that come before working on stuff like pocket dribble, ball manipulation. Jason Preston is an NBA player, so he's an NBA level guard. His ball handling training looks a lot different than how your ball handling training should look like. And I'm not saying that the pocket dribble and the stuff they do is bad, but it's just important to understand the progressions that lead up to working on that stuff. So first of all, one of the biggest reasons why NBA players nowadays are so much more difficult to guard in comparison to especially guards in the 90s, 80s, 70s is because nowadays NBA players get better and better at manipulating the ball. Not only they get better at it, also simply more stuff is allowed. So in the 70s, 80s, players almost always had their hand on the top of the ball. So sometimes maybe a little bit here on the side, maybe a little bit, but most of the time when they dribbled, it was all hard pound dribbles and the hand was on top of the ball. But if you look at NBA guards and pretty much anybody nowadays, they don't just have their hand on top of the ball. Now they also have their hand on the side of the ball, and arguably also a little bit under the ball. Their hand like slides to the side, but then it kind of goes under, and that allows them to have the ball in their hand even longer, so maybe up to 2 seconds, and from there they are able to change speed in different ways. They're able to, in general, just maneuver the ball in ways that simply was not possible back in the day, or even just probably 10 years ago, right? So now what we can do is we can either simply complain about players nowadays carrying the ball, players nowadays not playing real basketball anymore. We can either just get mad, or we can use the, so to say, new rules, or the fact that simply more stuff is allowed to our advantage. So I'm not saying, and that's again what I'm gonna go into, I'm not saying that we should carry on purpose, but it does make sense to work on stuff like manipulating the ball, using the pocket dribble, maybe having our hands slide a little bit under the ball sometimes in a way that the ref and in general nobody even notices, right? But that is only relevant if you have already passed previous stages. So if you don't have elite ball control, if your ball handling is not extremely precise yet, you don't have to work on the pocket dribble, you don't have to work on ball manipulation. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give you a couple steps, a couple levels you gotta pass before you can start to work on ball manipulation, all of that good stuff. So first of all, that right here is level 1 you have to pass. Are you able to control the ball at an elite level while your hand is on top of the basketball? At first, we simply gotta master controlling the ball while our hand is on top of the ball. So, do you have really precise pound dribbles? Are you able to control the ball while exchanging hands in front of your body? Are you able to go between your legs without even looking at the ball? Are you able to go behind the back without even looking at the ball? Can you combine everything extremely quickly? Again, can you dribble the ball low? Can you go from high to low? Can you do all of that stuff? Is your handle quick? So watch how quick I'm dribbling the ball. Watch how aggressive my pound dribbles are. That is like the foundation you need to have have for all of that other stuff later. But I see a lot of, especially young hoopers, skipping that step. So they don't even have elite ball control yet. They don't even have mastery controlling the ball with their hand being on top of the ball. But then they want to work on stuff like flow dribbles, pocket dribbles. It's simply gonna actually harm you because you have not built the foundation yet. Then also something we gotta learn, that is, I would say, level 2, because for a lot of players that is even more difficult. We gotta learn to dribble the ball as slow as possible. So at first, don't even move that much, stay stationary and simply do the same thing we just did on level 1, but simply go as slow as possible. Again, without looking at the ball, behind the back, between the legs, go as slow as possible. Again, now our hand is maybe gonna come a little bit more to the side of the ball. So now we go as slow as possible, and now our hand maybe switches a little bit to the side. That right there is level 2. Level 3 is learning to float the ball. So now we're actually gonna start to cover space left to right. Now our hand is actually coming to the side of the ball, and the ball spins in our hand, the ball floats in our hand. That is why it's called a float dribble, and we actually cover space laterally left to right. Level 4 is combining everything. So can you go from as slow as possible while floating the ball, for example, into going as quick as possible? So can you switch? Can you change speeds? So can you go as fast as possible, then go slow, then go fast again? So now we got to combine everything. That is going to really help us change pace. If we master that, that alone is going to help us be a lot more difficult to guard, simply changing pace. And then we can start to introduce stuff like, for example, the pocket dribble. So the biggest key about the pocket dribble is, let's say I'm dribbling the ball, my hand is on top of the ball or on the side of the ball, whatever it is. I'm gonna have my hand switch to the front of the basketball, and from there I'm actually gonna pull the ball back. Imagine you want to put your phone in your pocket. So pull the ball so far back that you could put, if you had a phone in your hand, put that phone in your pocket from here. Boom, boom, boom. Pull the ball so far back that you could, like we talked about, phone, pocket, boom, put it back. So the key, or the entire point of the pocket dribble is to first of all protect the ball from the defender. So if we are able to pocket the ball, actually have the ball behind our body, it's impossible for the defender to steal the ball, first of all, but also it's a huge key to, again, change pace. So we're not only able to change pace with the float dribble, we can also use the pocket dribble to have the ball in our hand for maybe up to 2 seconds, which again allows us to go from slow to fast. It allows us to be way more unpredictable, because again, we can pocket the ball, pause for a split second, from there go quick, then go slow again. And right here the carry argument comes into action, because there's 2 ways we can use the pocket dribble. We can either literally keep our hand on the side of the ball and pocket the ball, or we can actually have our hand slide under the ball a little bit, which allows us to have the ball in our hand even longer. That obviously makes it even more difficult to guard, because now you're even more unpredictable. You can change the trajectory of the ball literally last second. So it's like you can have the ball in your hand, it's like almost a carry, or you literally carry, and then from there you go fast. It's impossible to guard, and this right here is one of the biggest reasons why players nowadays are so much more difficult to guard than players from back in the day, because stuff like that is allowed. So if you're a young basketball player, I would not spend time on purposely carrying the ball. Simply master the pocket dribble regularly at first, and then simply play one-on-one against somebody, try this stuff out, and then you're kind of gonna automatically pick up stuff like, for example, maybe carrying the ball a little bit. That stuff comes automatically. You don't have to purposely focus on that. But that is it for part 1. Simply master these things, including the pocket dribble. All of that stuff is going to help you become really difficult to guard. And again, part 2 is dropping soon. But again, I appreciate you for watching, and see you next time.